Hello, welcome to everyone. Today we are going to discuss about potentiometer, or we call it as pot. And this is for the third semester BSc Electronics of Calicut University students. So potentiometer or a pot. So resistance are classified as fixed resistor and variable resistance. As their name suggested, the fixed resistor has a single fixed value of resistance. That type of resistors are called fixed resistor. The second other hand, it is the variable resistor. The variable resistor has a value over a defined range. Here the defined range means the range of the resistance can be varied. That is, for example, 0 to 10 kilo ohm resistance. For a potentiometer of a 10 kilo ohm potentiometer has, the range of value is varying from 0 to 10 kilo ohm. And that type of resistors are called variable resistors. But in the case of fixed resistor, if it is a 10 kilo ohm resistance means we cannot vary the value of this resistance. It's a fixed value. We can use it as a 10 kilo ohm. That is a difference between fixed resistor and variable resistor. And this is a figure for potentiometer. So we call the potentiometer as pot in electric circuits. That means potentiometer is also called as pot. And the specialty of the potentiometer, or how can we identify this device? This is a 3-terminal variable resistor. Out of these 3 terminals, 2 of them are fixed and 1 is varying. And this varying terminal is either it is a linear variation or it can a rotary variation. Okay. The value of resistance can be changed from 0 to defined upper limit. As I said earlier, a potentiometer, the value can be varied from 0 to defined upper limit by just manually sliding the contact. As the resistance changes, current through the circuit also changes, and hence according to Ohm's law, the voltage across the resistive material also changes. So we know that current is nothing but the flow of electrons through a conductor. So if this is a conductor, and the flow of these electrons through this conductor is representing the current. This current flow can be defined other ways, such that the flow of water through a pipe is equivalent to the current. Here this is a flow of water, and this flow of water can be controlled by using a tap here. So by varying the position of this tap, we can control the flow of water through this pipe. The same way, instead of this tap, we use a resistor here. So by varying the value of this resistor, we can control the flow of current. So here, by controlling the flow of current, we can control the voltage across the resistive material by using Ohm's law. Okay. So there is a definition for this statement. The current can be controlled by varying the resistance value, like same as like the tap here. So by varying the resistance, the voltage across this resistance is also varying, and by measuring this voltage, we can calculate the current flowing through the conductor by using Ohm's law. So Ohm's law states that, or Ohm's law can be simply represented by using a triangle like this. We can divide this triangle into 3 portions. The upper portion is V, here it is I and R. So here we can be calculate the Ohm's law like this. V is equal to, if you want to calculate V, then we can be write V is equal to I into R, I into R. Or I, if you want to calculate I is equal to V divided by R. Or if you want to calculate R is equal to V by I. So this is the Ohm's law. That is, Ohm's law states that voltage is directly proportional to current. V is directly proportional to current and the resistance of the material. So by using this Ohm's law, we can calculate the current flowing through the resistor. And this is the symbolic representation of the potentiometer. As I said earlier, you have three terminals, that is terminal 1 and 2, 3 are fixed terminals. These two terminals are fixed terminal, and the terminal 2 is called variable terminal. Variable terminal. So this is a symbol for the potentiometer. Since it converts rotary or linear motion by the operated into a change in the resistance, it can be called as electromechanical transducer. So potentiometer can also called as electromechanical transducer because it can be operated by changing the resistance by either rotary or linear motion. By using rotary or linear motion, we can change the resistance. So it is called electromechanical transducer. And these transducers are the next characteristics of potentiometers. These transducers are in passive nature. So passive devices will be dissipated the power. A passive devices dissipate the power. It absorbs or it will be fold the power. While the active device, it supplies the power to the circuit. So passive and active is there. Devices can be classified into two categories. One is passive device. Passive device can be identified by the devices that dissipate the power are called passive device. Example, resistor, capacitor, inductor. And the active device is supplying the power to the circuit. Example, transistor, FET, etc. So what is a potentiometer again? Up to this, we will be define the potentiometer by using some characteristics. By combining all these characteristics, we can be define the potentiometer as a three-terminal variable resistor. First characteristics that can be identified the potentiometer is it is a three-terminal variable resistor, which the resistance is manually varied by control the flow of electric current. By varying this resistance, we can control the flow of electric current. As I said earlier, by using tap, we can control the flow of water in the pipe. Same way here, by using the resistance, we can control the flow of electric current. And the third one is this adjustable voltage divider network. You already know what is voltage divider network, or we can be discussed in later slides about the voltage divider network. So networks are two types, that is voltage division and current division. By using resistive network, we can divide the voltage, and that type of networks are called voltage divider. If you divide the current, then it is called the current division rule, or voltage divider or current division rule. Then three characteristics of the potentiometers are there. The first one, potentiometer is very accurate because it works on the comparing method rather than deflection point method for determining unknown voltage. And second one, it measures the null or balance point, which does not require power for measurement. And the third, working of the potentiometer is free from source resistance because no current flow through the potentiometer when it is balanced. So these are the three main characteristics of the potentiometer. Then how does a potentiometer work? So as I tell earlier, it is a passive electronic component. And the potentiometer is worked by varying the position of the sliding contact across uniform resistance. So the first slide that we discussed, resistors are two types, fixed resistor and variable resistor. Potentiometer is a variable resistor. So here, by varying the sliding contact is terminal, 2 is called sliding contact. Terminal 1 and 2 are fixed contact. And the resistance across these two terminals is fixed and that resistance is represented by R. For example, if the potentiometer is equal to 10 kilo ohm, then the value of R is equal to 10 kilo ohm. That is the resistance between terminal 1 and terminal 2. And by varying the sliding contact, we can vary the resistance so that the output voltage can also vary. And this output voltage is measured in between terminal 1 and 2. That is, terminal 1 is a fixed contact and terminal 2 is the sliding contact. In between these two terminals, we measure the output. So, what is where this sliding contact is in contact and corresponding to the position of this sliding contact, we can vary the resistance, this resistance R, and according to that resistance, the output voltage is also varied. So output voltage is the voltage drop across these 2 points. Our fixed contact is output voltage. How this potentiometer work? As I said earlier, it is a 3-terminal device and it is work on the basis of the what will be discussed, that is voltage division rule. So from this figure, contact pin number that is 1 and 2 are fixed contact terminals. So 1 and 3 are fixed contact terminal and 2 is the variable contact terminal, or it is a wiper. 2 is called wiper. 1 and 3 are called fixed contact terminals. That is terminal 2 and 1 and 2, 3, and terminal 2 is the sliding contact is called wiper. And terminal 1 is connected to positive of the power supply, voltage supply, and pin number 3 is connected, or terminal 3. Terminal 3 is connected to negative of supply voltage. So that the voltage drop across this resistance R is some constant value that is equal to the supply voltage. And the terminal 3 is the sliding contact, it is called wiper. And this terminal divides this total resistance R into 2 resistance value, that is R1 and R2. And these two R1 and R2 are in serial. So the total resistance R is equal to R1 plus R2. Okay. And again now a closer look into the figure, we can see that the current position of wiper where there are 2 resistive paths, just like resistor is split into 2 resistance R2 and R1 as I said earlier. So let us name 2 resistors R1 and R2. The wiper voltage is actually the voltage across R2. Why? Wiper voltage is voltage across R2, that is called V out here. I mentioned here V out. So V out can be measured with respect to some reference point. The terminal 3 is, as terminal 3 is connected to negative of the supply voltage, we can be measured the output voltage with respect to terminal 2 in positive and reference voltage as terminal 3. So the output voltage is voltage across this terminal 2 and terminal 3. That is wiper and terminal 3. And the circuit is now look like a voltage divider. So the output equation is, that is output equation we can be written by using voltage divider rule. That is the voltage across the R2. We can be represent this R2 is equal to VR2. Voltage across VR2 can be written as by using voltage division rule. So voltage division rule say which voltage across which resistance you find. That resistance, that is here the voltage across R2 we want to know, that is R2 divided by total resistance of the loop, that is R1 plus R2, because these two resistance are in serial resistance, into the apply voltage. Apply voltage is equal to nothing but supply voltage. Applied voltage is nothing but the supply voltage, and it is represented by V. So it is equal to into V. So by using this equation, we can calculate the voltage across the resistance R2, that is V out or VR2, or we can represent this is equal to V out is equal to VR2 is equal to R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into V, where V is the supply voltage. Supply voltage is represented by the V. So, if you want to change the output voltage, what can we do? We can just change this wiper terminal up or down, or by varying the resistance value R2 towards the terminal 3 or terminal 1. Okay. So when the wiper is at terminal 1, that means wiper is equal to here. R1 becomes 0. There is no resistance. Wiper is equal to in this position means the output voltage is across this, there is output will be like this. R1 becomes 0 and the voltage across the wiper is same as the supply voltage. So voltage across this wiper is equal to same as the supply voltage. Also, when the wiper terminal is at 3, the effective resistance path R2 is equal to 0. The effective resistance path R2 is 0. Hence, R2 is 0 because we want to calculate the resistance across R2. R2 is equal to 0. The wiper voltage is 0. The two conditions are there. When it is R1 is equal to 0, we have the maximum value of R2. Maximum value of R2 means R2 is equal to now is equal to R. So the maximum output voltage we can be get, that is equal to the supply voltage. So I mentioned here is equal to supply voltage. When wiper is equal to terminal 3, R2 is equal to 0 and the wiper output is also equal to 0. Now consider an example. Now consider two resistance R1 and R2. R1 is equal to 150 ohm, R2 is equal to 50 ohm. So we want to find the total resistance. What is the total resistance? RT. And second, we want to find the current through this circuit I. And third, we want to find VR2, that is voltage across this resistance R2. VR2 is equal to So these three things we want to find. We want to find these three things. So we want to find these three values, that is total resistance R, current I and VR2. So what is R? This R1 and R2 are in serial resistance. RT is equal to nothing but R1 plus R2. R1 plus R2 is R1. This is equal to R1 plus R2. And what is the current I? It is a formula for current I by using Ohm's law. As I mentioned earlier, we draw the triangle like this. Voltage is upper, current I is equal to lower, and resistance is equal to lower. Here we want to find the I. So I is equal to V by R. So what is V here? V is equal to 10 volt divided by R is equal to total resistance. R is equal to 200 ohm. That is divided by 200. So this is the solution. This the total resistance is equal to 200 ohm, and current I is equal to 10 divided by 200 is equal to 0.05 ampere. And third one, that is nothing but voltage across the resistance VR2. So by using voltage division rule, VR2 is equal to voltage division rule. VR2 can be defined as R2 divided by VR2 is equal to R2, that is the resistance across we want to find the resistance across R2. So VR2 can be defined as it is equal to R2 divided by total resistance, that is R1 plus R2 into the applied voltage. Applied voltage is equal to V and it is equal to 10 here. So by substituting the value of R1, R2 and V, we can be written VR2, that is voltage across the resistor VR2 is equal to 15 divided by 200 into 10 is equal to 2.5 volt. So thus we can solve this problem. And again, here we see that if I change in the resistance value R1 or R2, if you change the value of resistance R1 or R2, the value of voltage across any one of the resistance be the range of 0 to 10 volt, provided that total resistance of the circuit is remain constant by using Kirchhoff's voltage law, satisfying the Kirchhoff's voltage law. This varying concept is the principle behind the working of potentiometer. As in potentiometer, the total resistance does not change. The split of the resistance is done by Weifer. That means by varying this R1 and R2, if I varying the resistance of R1 or R2, then the voltage is also varying. And this split of resistance can be achieved by using the terminal 2, that is nothing but the Weifer terminal. So by using the Weifer terminal, we can vary the resistance, and according to that, voltage can also vary. So another concept is that loading effect. What is the loading effect? So the simple voltage divider, the example above, changing the value of resistance R2 and R1 to 500 ohm and 1000 ohm respectively. As I mentioned the last problem, we just change the value of R1 and R2 into 500 and 1000 ohm respectively to produce a voltage drop of 6 volt. By using, again, you can calculate the voltage divider rule, that is equal to VR2 can be represented, VR2 is equal to R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into applied voltage V. Here, R2 is equal to 100,000 ohm, that is equal to 1000 divided by 1500 into applied voltage is equal to 9 volt. That means here it is V out is equal to 1000 divided by 1500. R1 plus R2 is equal to 1500 into applied voltage is equal to 9 volt is equal to 6 volt. Here one more thing is there, the supply voltage. Voltage is equal to 9 volt. However, if we were load the wiper terminal by connecting a resistive load RL, that means parallel to this wiper terminal we connect a resistive load RL. The output voltage would no longer become 6 volt as the load resistor. RL is effectively parallel with R2. That means like this. Now if we connect it, the circuit is like this, 500 and 1 kilo ohm resistance are connected in serial. Now I connected a load of 3 kilo ohm in parallel to this R2 resistor. So the output voltage is the voltage across these two resistors. These two resistors are in parallel combination. So that means R2 parallel RL is equal to total resistance RP. So RP is equal to R2 into RL divided by R2 plus RL. So it is equal to 700 ohm. Then the output voltage can be represented by using voltage division rule, that is V out is equal to the output resistance, that is voltage across this resistance. That resistance is represented by RP, that is the total resistance, RP divided by the total resistance of the network, that is R1 plus RP into the applied voltage. Applied voltage is equal to 9 volt into 9 or V. So by substituting the values, we can get V out is equal to supplied voltage is equal to 9 volt into RP is equal to 750 divided by 500 plus 750 is equal to 5.4 volt. So now we can see that by connecting a load across this resistor, the output voltage is varying from 6 volt to 5.4 volt. So this is the loading effect. So how can we nullify this loading effect? One easiest method is this output voltage is some high value, it is some high value, then we can nullify this value. So connecting the load across the terminal, if we connect a load across the terminal of a potentiometer output, the voltage has decreased from the required, that is 6 volt to 5 volt as because of loading. This is called what is called the loading effect of the 3 kilo ohm resistor gives a parallel equivalent resistance RP of 750 ohm instead of 1 kilo ohm. Why this voltage is varying? The voltage is varying because of the variation of the total resistance due to the loading effect. Due to this loading effect, the total resistance 1 kilo ohm, that is the value of R2, is varied to new value, that is 750. Obviously, the higher or lower the resistance connected, the greater or lesser the loading effect. So loading effect will be depending upon the load resistance value RL. So load resistance in mega ohms range would very little effect compared to one in just a few ohms. That means if the load resistance value is some mega ohm value means then there is a small change in this value. That is almost equal to, we can get almost equal to 6 volt. And if it is in ohms only, then the value is entirely different. It is a great change in the output value. So this is the loading effect of the transistor, potentiometer. So here we will discuss what is a potentiometer. We define the potentiometer. Potentiometer as a three-terminal device. We define the potentiometer. Potentiometer is a three-terminal device and characteristics of the potentiometer. And also we study the loading effect of the potentiometer. So thank you for listening for me. And if you like my video, please like it and subscribe it. And also comment on my video. Thank you once again.